Part 5 of the series already. We have not been sacked yet, which is good. We're still in the Champions League and I'm pretty confident we're gonna end in the top 4 of the league. I'm a happy manager. Hey guys, my name is Jochen and welcome to part 5 of the Monday Blues. Since you were last with me, which was the Liverpool game at the end of January, we had 2 losses and all the rest of our games we won. Now the 2 losses we had, the one against Crystal Palace was really dreadful to watch. I'm happy we didn't do that on camera because it was embarrassing. As you can see, the match stats are pretty even still and we have a lot more possession, but we simply couldn't make anything happen goal wise in that game. The rest of the games, like I said, we won. We also won against Valencia at home, the Champions League knockout round, 3-1, so I'm pretty confident to go to Valencia to play the second leg, which we will do today. We also got kicked out of the FA Cup by the mighty Liverpool, and if I say mighty, I do mean mighty. Look at these match stats. It's an own goal by Van Dijk, so that explains why we didn't have a shot on target and still have 1 goal. Also a very agonizing game to watch. As I mentioned, today we're going to play the Valencia away game, so the second leg of the knockout round, and then we're going to Tottenham. Let's see where we stand in the league. As expected, Liverpool are, just as in real life, walking away with the title, and we are still we're in close combat with Man City and Man United. I think the top 4 position that the board wanted from us at the beginning of the season is doable and even probable, so I'm not afraid that West Ham or even Arsenal or Leicester, let alone, will catch us. So that should be ticked. I think then we have ticked the most important board requests. The end of current season. Here we go. Champions League reach quarterfinal. If a disaster doesn't happen in the away game against Valencia, this will be okay because we will have reached the quarterfinal. And then qualify for the European Champions Cup, which is the Champions League. It's also going to be okay if we drop down to 4th place. So I think season 1 is going pretty good, and maybe, if I'm brutally honest, even better than expected. Let's head into the Valencia game. For the Valencia game, we are using I think pretty much the familiar faces you already know by now. Kepa on goal, Emerson, Christensen, Rudiger and James at the back. Our midfield trio of superstars Jorginho, Kante and Kovacic, with of course my new signing Tonali on the bench. Everton on the left wing. To be honest, he played 5 or 6 games now I think, and he hasn't impressed me yet. Because I think he didn't have a single, I don't think he has a single assist at this point. But watch him become a god when he scores in every game on camera from this point on. Pulisic on the right wing and Abraham as our deep lying or advanced forward, I should say. If we have a look at the Valencia side, I am mainly interested in 2 guys. Although he is 27 years old and it goes against our transfer policy thing, he is always, in every save I do, a guy that I keep my eye out for. Kondogbia, a defensive midfielder, a natural box-to-box midfielder, which is pretty rare to find a really good one. And he can also play as a deep-lying playmaker in a somewhat less natural role. The other guy is this little fella, South Korean superstar Lee Kang-in. I think I had him in Football Manager 19, I'm guessing, with Man United. And he was simply, I think he was my left winger or my right inside forward. I'm not sure, doesn't matter. But as you can see, dribbling 16, flair and determination 16 and 17. Technique 17, which is really high. And he's only 19 years old. Already has 6 caps and 3 goals for South Korea. I did an offer, I think, in the January transfer window to Valencia, but he was way too expensive. So I'm hoping he'll probably not just run down his contract and leave transfer free, but he is a guy, he is definitely on my short list for the future. That being said, let's head into our dressing room. Expected where, yeah, that's a good team talk as far as I'm concerned. Let's kick off. Here we go. First highlight of the game. Christensen with the throw-in to Abraham, who is very deep for an advanced forward, but okay. Plays it all the way back to Kepa. Shoves the ball to Kovacic in midfield, has some room to advance up the field. Good ball to Pulisic. Maybe he can get a cross in or get hammered and we get a penalty. Oh, good. Oh. What did I tell you? Not yet a superstar, I said. First goal of the season. My good man, Everton. Assist by Pulisic. Valencia 0, Chelsea 1. Aggregate 4-1. I think we don't have to worry that much about reaching the quarterfinals. So far, not that much drama on the field. Now Everton with the ball to Emerson. Jorginho with the back heel. Unnecessary, but okay. Back to Jorginho. To Emerson. Probably back to Emerson. Has some space, but decides to give it back to Jorginho once again. Lovely cross. Pulisic and Abraham. Ooh. Nice football. Unlucky finish. Let's keep it at that. Half an hour into the game. 5 shots for us. 0 for Valencia. I like what I see. Let me put a little praise on them. And that takes us to halftime. Tell the boys they did well. Yep, I will. Here we go. And let's head into the second half. Now, I am going to keep an eye on the fitness levels because we have a lot of games in March. So I am already going to bring in the one Italian for another Italian, Tonali. Now Valencia with the throw-in. Gaia with the ball on the left-hand side of the pitch, back to his teammate, back to Gaia. Kondogbia, there he is. And he's really like a physical guy, which I like in the midfielder position, especially box-to-box midfielders, or even in the defensive midfielder position. I know Tonali is not the biggest, the tallest of guys, but he's simply good in pretty much every other aspect of the game. Let's maybe have a look at a second substitution. Here we go. I'm going to take Kovacic off for Mason Mount in the Mezzala position, which he likes to play. 80th minute, still not that much going on really in this game. I think we had 4 highlights. Let me see. You know what? Let's give Giroud his moment of glory. Because Mariano, I couldn't register him for the Champions League squad because you can only do 3 substitutions or replacements in January, and I already had Tonali, Kehrer, and Everton, of course. So Valencia 0, Chelsea 1, 4-1 on aggregate. I think we can say we did an excellent job. So in the run-up to our second game, the Tottenham game, we have been announced a new intake of our youth players. I think I can see them, yep, in a list in the development center. As far as I can see right now, but there's still some scouting going on because they play a game against the under 18 squad, I think. And then you have a good visual of who's any good and who's not. At this point, I would say this young striker, Darren Shadbolt, and the top prospect, according to our scout or our head of youth development, is this guy Lorenzo Petrini. Okay, another Italian in midfield, a ball-winning midfielder, natural. And second position, box-to-box midfielder. That's a very good thing. Teamwork 18, stamina 16. Do I see any red flags? Determination 12, that's okay. Marking and tackling is pretty good for a midfielder. I'm thinking maybe technique and vision a 3. We'll see. We'll just wait the full scouting report and then we'll see what we'll do with them. So for the Tottenham game, we're going to use a little of a rotated squad compared to the last game. Kepa on goal, of course. Wingback Alonso, centre backs Kerrer and Zuma. Right wingback Caesar. Our midfield trio now is Tonali, Mount and Kovacic. Pedro, good old Pedro on the inside forward on the left. Good old Willian on the right as a winger. And Mariano, our January transfer striker, which we bought, as an advanced forward. Let's head into the game. And if we look at the Tottenham squad, I am really not sure why they are only in 11th position in the league. Because, I mean, look at the squad. It's basically the same squad as in real life. And it's a pretty good squad. So, I don't know what happened. I don't know where it went wrong. I simply hope it goes wrong again today against us. Tell the team they're expected to prove a point today. Okay, some guys are motivated. Let's kick off. First highlight of the game, after 1 minute, Marcos Alonso with the throw-in to Mariano. Back to Marcos Alonso, to Pedro, and I thought he was going to pass it to Mariano, but Kovacic blasts it over the goal. Not that much happening 20 minutes into the game. As you can see, one shot for each team, but off target. Now Tottenham with the ball, and Dyer loses the ball to Mount, and Mariano is through on goal, and good save. Good action, but a good save from Lloris. Corner now with Mason Mount, outswinging corner, and gets headed away. Falls to Pedro, back to Mount. Pedro in a little space, backheels it to Zuma, and the highlight ends. Half an hour already played. Pedro with the ball, loses again. Good tackle by Alonso. Tonali with the first contact of the game, as far as I saw in the highlights. Caesar now with some room, skips past his man, and Willian just puts it wide of the left post. Pedro has made a lot of mistakes today. Okay. He's allowed to make mistakes. He's an older guy. Eriksson with the corner. And then it's always looking out for Harry Kane and his mates. But Willian with a lot of room. Slams it into Son. Gets back to Willian. Tonali, I think Caesar did the overlap but doesn't get the ball. Guerrero now with a good opening to Pedro, has a little space on the left wing. Tonali with the ball to Kerrer. Back to Zuma, back to the other side of the pitch maybe. No, all the way back to Kepa. Please don't do anything silly. Mount now, he has good opening. A lot of room on the left hand side. So Marcos Alonso can... That's a good cross, but I think he was offside. This allows the goal. Bummer. But I thought so. It was a good header though. Mariano is he's a god in the air as far as heading goes. I think that shows it. But of course, if you're offside, things get a little more difficult to score an actual goal. Now Son with the ball just before halftime, so I don't hope they score here. I hope that we score though. Willian with a lot of space, charges up the field, nobody can follow him, and basically passes it back to Lloris, who throws it out. Now Lo Celso to Dele Alli. Plays it wide to Rose, who seems to be a little injured, but is still on the pitch for some reason. Ooh. That's not good. Harry Kane. Okay, I think, okay. Phew! Got a little heated in front of our goal. That was a little disappointing, actually, so there's no harm in saying that. I'm gonna demand a little more. Tottenham with the throw-in. Lucas Moura to Eriksen, who is also still at Tottenham. To Son, to Kane. A lot of room for the, by now, half passed out Danny Rose, and he delivers a good cross and Lucas Moura scores. This is not how I planned that this game would go. Good goal though, I mean, a lot of room for Rose and bad coverage by Marcos Alonso. So Lucas Moura can head in the 1-0. What should we do? I'm going to switch to attacking because I don't want to be losing against the likes of Tottenham, and we are going to get our goal scorer from the last game on. And I'm also going to take off Suma because I don't want him to be injured, and I'll just put another one on the pitch who was even lower on match sharpness, Tomori. Let's go. Come on, guys. Demand more. A corner for Tottenham, and Tonali possibly with the fast break. Doesn't get very far. I'm gonna wait with my shout till the highlight ends. My Belgian friend Jan Vertongen is also still at Tottenham. Aurier now with a lot of space on the right hand side, but Mount steals the ball away. Good pass to Mariano, and I think the time has come to demand more. Mason Mount with the corner gets headed away, and I think the highlight will end. And it does. I mean, 70th minute. Things should be happening right now if we want to get anything out of this game, though. Mount loses the ball. Back to Lloris. Jan Vertongen to Eriksen, and the marking is just also not tight enough, I think. As you can see right here, I mean, damn. Still demanding more if I can. Here we go. Let's make our final substitution, and that will be... I'm just gonna go for the old guy, the old warrior, Giroud, maybe / hopefully. He can no, it's not gonna happen. Okay. If you look at the match stats, it could have gone either way, so I don't have the feeling that we are being robbed here, but it's simply not what I had hoped. Yeah, that was disappointing, guys. Let's see where that leaves us in the league. Still in second, of course, but Man City and Man United, basically everyone has a game in hand, so chances are we're gonna drop to the 4th place. But like I said, even 4th place is fine with me. A, it's in the board expectations, and B, I certainly didn't expect to end up higher this season, at least, with the squad that I was given. Since those were the 2 games for this episode, let's have a look at when we will be back. And I'm guessing it's going to be around the 11th of April when we play Arsenal at home in the league. And then followed by the 2nd leg of the quarterfinal in the Champions League. The opponent is still unknown, but if I have a look at everyone who is still in that competition, it's going to be a challenge either way. So guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, use the social media links in the description, and I will see you very soon.